Good morning and welcome. We are delighted that you have decided to join us today for our Sunday morning celebration service right here at Unity of Citrus County. We invite you to get settled in. Our service is about to begin in just a few moments. It is our sincere prayer that the music, the meditation, and the message will uplift you and inspire you to become the light of the world that you have come here to be. We invite you to come and visit us in person. We would love to meet you. And we invite you to also visit our website at www.unityofcitrus.org. Have a blessed day. Good morning and welcome. We are delighted that you have decided to join us today for our Sunday morning celebration service right here at Unity of Citrus County. We invite you to get settled in. Our service is about to begin in just a few moments. It is our sincere prayer that the music, the meditation, and the message will uplift you and inspire you to become the light of the world that you have come here to be. We invite you to come and visit us in person. We would love to meet you. And we invite you to also visit our website at www.unityofcitrus.org. Have a blessed day.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a beautiful day to be here today, isn't it? And I'm just so delighted to see you and see some of you coming back. I am just super excited. And new guest is wonderful, wonderful. You know, Unity of Citrus is such a beautiful place, full of love, full of love. And so we are here to create that loving, healing, accepting community. That's what we're here for. There's no dogma or doctrine. We're just here to learn to walk in the way of love. And that's what we do here. And so we're so grateful for all the beautiful lights that show up to help us to create that and to be that right here in this community. So before we set the intention for the service today, have an announcement. So if you haven't noticed, we have a special guest today. And for those, some of you may know him already, but let me tell you a little bit about him. Because I contacted him, I was telling him this morning that I contacted him back in March when we were not really working or doing anything here. Everything was kind of shut down and going forward, and we weren't able to do anything. Here he is, and this is Charley Thweatt. And Charley Thweatt, I had heard so many lovely things about you from other Unity ministers. And I am so glad. He used to live overseas, and now he lives in Sarasota. Is that correct?
Clearwater.
Clearwater, there we go. So that means but he can come back. That's what that means. He's been a presenter for spiritual organizations and metaphysical centers for over 40 years throughout the United States and in 15 countries on 6 continents. That's quite a feat. And his biggest influence, he says, has been like Unity churches and centers for spiritual living, and most importantly, A Course in Miracles. How many of you know of A Course in Miracles? Yes, you're familiar with that. And he has toured with Alan Cohen, done workshops and retreats. He is all-rounded, beautiful light in this world. He has also been the musical opener for luminaries like Wayne Dyer and Marianne Williamson and Deepak Chopra and Tony Robbins and Ron Dallas and Louise Hay. So, wow, he's had a lot of wonderful experiences. He appeared on national television and radio playing his music. It's another beautiful songs that hopefully we'll hear today. You're an Angel, Take Your Power Back, and Dancers of the Light. Beautiful titles. Dancers in the Light. Some of his music and CDs you'll see they'll be on display, so after service, if you would like to take some of them with you, please do so. And more importantly, he's also going to be our workshop facilitator this afternoon, and you do not want to miss that. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end, where if you haven't registered, you can still attend, and I'll share that with you. But right now, what I want to do is be able to speak less, get real centered, get into setting the intention for this morning, so that I can turn it over to Charley. So in your hearts, I invite you to gently take a deep breath and let that breath settle you. Let it settle you to this now moment, to be right here in this beautiful sanctuary among beautiful beings of light, loving souls on this beautiful day. And take a moment to allow your heart to become soft and open and full of gratitude for the beauty that surrounds you, for the love that enfolds you, and the light that is all over you. Right here, right now, we acknowledge the one power and one presence in the universe and in our lives, that whom we call God. We acknowledge that presence in this place, in our lives, everywhere present. And so where we are is always sacred and holy. For we are that living temple of this presence, benevolent force of love. And we acknowledge that today. And we know that we have come here not by accident, that we are here by a divine appointment. Something drew us here this morning. And that something is the love that is in your heart. So with an open heart, a receptive mind, we set the intention to be really present this morning. Present to listen, not just with our ears, but from that inner place of our heart. Knowing that we will not leave this place as we came. That there is something here for us today. And we want to be able to receive it. And let that be the seed that would allow it to grow in us and allow it to help us to become the way of love in this world. So we are grateful, knowing that we acknowledge the presence right now. We are grateful to be with each other, and we're open and receptive, setting the intention to be here and in the now. Nothing else is important, just here and now. Let me take a deep breath. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And so this morning, I want you to turn to your neighbor, say hello, namaste, how are you? We are ready to receive. We are ready to be in place. And I also want us to turn around and say hello to our YouTube and Facebook family. Hello, YouTube and Facebook family. We're so glad you're here, blessed by your faithfulness. And so we are ready to begin. Charlie's going to open us up in a congregational song. Wonderful. Welcome, Charlie. Welcome.
Thank you.
And as Charlie is getting settled, would you say with me the affirmation of oneness? There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good, all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere present. Right here, right now, God. Namaste.
Whoa, that's loud. I think we'll adjust that. Is it up to me to turn down? There we go. And then vocal back up. Vocal up. Testing. So we got a good vocal? You can hear me? Okay. Good morning. Hi. I want to do a song with you called Feet on the Ground. And let me just ask you a question. Do you ever feel like sometimes you're learning these unity principles, but maybe sometimes they're a little bit up in woo-woo land, you really want to bring them to earth? Like, can I just really stand in this? And so this is kind of a way to remind us. There are two things I'm singing here. Put your feet on the ground. So that's about really embodying it. And then be in my heart and have connection. And that's also why we're here, right? If you just live by those two rules, that it would get a lot done, wouldn't it? Just, living it, stay grounded and stay in connection. So let me invite you to put your feet on the ground. Would you stand up if you'd like where you are? And we're going to get a little movement going here. So I'm going to get you to rock to your right and clap, and to your left and clap, and to your right. There'll be a place for you to sing in a minute. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Sing with me. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart again. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Okay, so that was part one. So here comes part two. Now the song is about connection, right? So I want you to turn and find a partner. Just keep clapping, keep rocking, but look in their eyes and we'll have some connection. Okay, I'll give you a second if you want to find somebody. So turn to a partner and get ready to sing. Here we go. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart and have connection. Be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. Thank you.
This year, Charlie, that's our theme this year, to make intimate, meaningful, loving connections among each other in this community and with the divine. So perfect. So as we get ready to do our meditation, I'd like you to get settled and listen to today's beautiful daily word. The word for today is glory. What a beautiful word for today, glory. And the affirmation is, my life celebrates the glory of God. Say that with me. My life celebrates the glory of God. Glory fills the world with wonder when I attune my senses to it. I hear it in the sound of waves crashing on a beach and in the resonant harmony of a choir. I see it in sunrises and sunsets, in the beauty of gardens, mountains, and forests, and in the eyes of parents holding their newborn child. I feel glory in the depths of my being at those moments when I understand my life as God's life, living as me. There is no place where my human self ends and the divine presence in me begins. God and I are one. Glory. The glory of God is revealed in me as I release the thoughts that I am only human. God's glory shines through me as a divine presence, the Christ, expressing in my healthy body, my insightful mind, and my loving heart. And from Galatians chapter 2, verse 20, it says, and it is no longer I who lives, but it is Christ who lives in me. The affirmation is, my life celebrates the glory of God. My life celebrates the glory of God. Namaste.
So we're going to use this song to go into a time of meditation. And this song came to me when I was reading a Course in Miracles lesson, and that lesson was titled, I Am Spirit. I am Spirit. Can we say that together? I am Spirit. That's another reminder of that essence of who we are. Just as you said, God living through me. I am Spirit. And it became this little ditty where people would chant, I am Spirit, and at a certain point I sing over the top while you're still singing some phrases paraphrased from that lesson in A Course in Miracles. And then I began to travel in Italy a lot, and then take people on tours of Italy a lot. And And who here would like to go on a tour of Italy with? I would like to go on a tour of Italy. It's not quite happening yet, but I can't wait to get back. And I thought this would be a fun song to translate into Italian. So you ready to sing it in Italian this morning? Luckily, it's 3 words, so you'll be okay. So I am spirit becomes io sono am spirito. Spirito. So io sono spirito. So we're going to chant that together, but remember what you're meaning. You're claiming, I am spirit. Kind of we're just sinking into that reminding of who we are. I am spirit. Io sono spirito. Should we practice that? Repeat after me. Io sono spirito. Spirito. So we'll sing that. And it'll start soft, build up big, come back down soft. And I love just have it fade into silence. And we'll just spend a moment in the silence. And in some ways for me, that's almost my favorite part of the song is when it's over and just kind of that feeling we've generated and just to sit in that energy. So after that, I'll lead you through a little guided meditation. And so let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath in. Io sono spirito. 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 Keep singing. Io sono spirit am I, a holy child of God, free to forgive, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, a holy child of God, free to forgive, safe and healed and whole. Io sono spirito, 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 io sono spirit am I, a holy child of God, free to forgive, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I, a holy child of God, free to forgive, safe and healed and whole. Io sono spirito, 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 io sono spirito. sono spirito, io sono spirit am I. I am spirit, a holy child of God, free to forgive, safe and healed and whole. Spirit am I. And as spirit, I have a deep well of peace, a deep well of stillness inside me. And I can always return to that knowing, to that place of stillness. And as I move through my life and the situations that come, I can always bring that stillness and that peace. I am spirit. As I look out into my world, look out into my world through these eyes, it doesn't matter so much what I'm looking at as where I'm looking from. It doesn't matter so much what I'm looking at as where I'm looking from. And I look from spirit. I bring that energy to every situation, that peace, that stillness. Maybe I forget sometimes. I can always come back to that awareness. Oh yes, I am spirit. Let's claim that together. I am spirit. Let's say that together. Ready? I am spirit. And let's say, I am peace together. I am peace. And I am stillness together. I am stillness. I am spirit, a holy child of God, free to forgive, safe and healed and whole. And so it is, and so we are. Tell me stories of the many glories that you've got yourself into, and what you're finding out on the horizon in the sky of blue. You can call me if you fall for the lies that people throw at you, 'cause you're much greater than any hater when you could come right home to what is true. So why don't you? Will you find it there? In so many places, wherever you go, will you find it there? With all of your searching, just what do you know? Tell me stories, tell me stories of the many glories, of the many glories. I'd like to ask your help. Let's do a little echo on that. Tell me stories. Will you do that? So let's do it again. Here we go. Tell me stories. There you go. Tell me stories of the many glories, of the many glories. Life is streaming all the while you're dreaming of some castles in the air. Does your insisting mean that you are missing all the love that's waiting there? You can call me if you fall for the lies that people throw at you, 'cause you're much greater than any hater when you could come right home to what is true. So why don't you? So echo this part too. Will you find it there? Will you find it there? In so many faces, wherever you'll be, will you find it there? In all of your seeking, just what do you see? Will you find it there? In so many places, wherever you go, will you find it there? With all of your searching, just what do you know? Tell me stories, tell me stories of the many glories, of the many glories. Tell me stories, tell me stories of the many glories, of the many glories. Tell me stories of of the many glories that you've got yourself into. Thank you. Oh, thanks, yes. Thank you. So we on? We all flipped on? Okay, we're good? Okay, thank you. Ah, well, what a fun group. It's not everyone kind of gets the little tongue-in-cheek line that all the things you've got yourself into. That's fun to hear the snickers. Thank you. That's great to be here. Luce has been such a beautiful energy on the phone, everyone who's been in contact with me. So thank you, all of you who've reached out and been a part of me being here. I love starting a talk with a joke, so I have a little joke to kick things off here. And this is about two guys on a Sunday afternoon, and they're looking for something to do. And one of them has a little small airplane, so they decide they're going to go for a little flight out over the ocean for an hour or two. And so they head out, and they're gone about an hour or so, and suddenly they have engine trouble. And they have to quick find a little deserted island to do an emergency landing on. And on the way down, they discover their radio's broken. They can't even call for help. So they finally get safely on the ground. They're standing on the beach looking at each other. And one guy is super nervous about it, and the other guy is just super relaxed and not a problem at all. And the nervous guy says, "Oh, my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? The radio's broken. We can't call for help." And the other guy says, "Well, just relax. Just trust. I'm sure it's going to be fine." "What do you mean? We have no food. We have no water. What are we going to do?" And the other guy says, "Well, just relax. Just trust. I'm sure it's going to work out. You know, something you may not know about me is that back home, my investments are doing really well. I'm bringing in $10,000 a week. Who cares? We need food. What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, maybe you're not getting what I'm saying. You know, I bring in $10,000 a week, and I tithe 10% of that to my Unity Church. And I know my minister will find me." Trust. So the theme of my talk is about trust. My talk title is Flow, Flow, Flow Your Boat. Trust is not a dream. Okay, I don't know if that's up there or not, but there it is, yeah. So I want to look at different ways trust has shown up in my life and how stepping into that has just been a beautiful part of my journey. I want to tell you about something that happened to me, and it was a number of years ago, one of my Italy trips I'd mentioned. And I was singing for a conference on this little private island off the coast of Sicily, and a little 4-day conference. And when it was time to settle up to receive my fee and expenses, I submitted $90 in miscellaneous expenses, and this time the organizer said, "Well, we're not going to pay that this time." And when she said that, I thought, well, you know, a little part of my stomach kind of twisted up, but at the same time, I heard a voice, and it said, "Just let it go. Just let it go. Don't fight it. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Just let it go." So I did. I didn't say anything. You know, if you'd found $90 on the sidewalk, you might be happy, but let it go. So I did, and I got to the Palermo airport, short flight to Rome, and then ready to change terminals and get on my 9-hour flight back to the U.S. And another part of my story is that I've flown so much that American Airlines gives me all these free upgrades to business class on these 9-hour flights, which is, it's nice to have a big giant seat and all the food you want, et cetera. And so I had one of these reserved for my flight back, and I get to the gate to get my boarding pass. This is back when it wasn't on your phone. And it's like 45 minutes before departure, so I'm in good shape, and I'm like sixth in line waiting to get my boarding pass. Well, 10 minutes passes, and I'm still sixth in line, and this line's not moving, and 10 more minutes pass, now I'm fifth in line, so I don't actually get to talk to the gate agent until time of departure. It's finally my turn. I guess there's some kind of hubbub going on, and the gate agent tells me, "I'm sorry, sir, but your business class seat is no longer available." And again, my stomach, like, Okay. She says, however, I mean, if you must have a business class seat, there's a flight maybe tomorrow or the next day. We might have one for you. Well, I'm not going to sit around waiting 2 days to sit in a nice chair. So, but she says, however, if you'd be willing to fly on this flight, we do have an aisle seat for you in coach. And as compensation for your trouble, American Airlines would be willing to give you, if you take that seat, we will give you flight vouchers for future flights on American Airlines in the amount of $3,000. And I kind of looked down and shuffled my feet and said, well, I guess that would be okay. And I got on the flight, and it was fine, ended up actually connecting with an old friend. I probably hadn't seen her in 5 years. We had a nice chat. And about an hour into the flight, it dawned on me, do you see what happened? Like earlier in the day, the voice said, just let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. And I essentially let go of $90 over here to 2 or 3 hours later to turn around and catch $3,000 coming in from over here. There's a bigger plan afoot. This applies to all of us in the room. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Maybe we can remember to just flow our boats instead of struggling. And I wonder, I really do, I wonder if I had argued and said, no, I need the $90, what are you doing? It's kind of like squeezing the garden hose. You've probably heard this metaphor before. Like, I wonder if that energy would have brought in this $3,000 gift, or if something would have gone a different direction. I wonder. It's our job to open, to stay in that flow, to remember in the meditation, to remember we carry this deep well of peace, the stillness, to live from that, to be willing to be in that flowing mode instead of that grabbing or squeezing, or trust. There's a great quote in A Course in Miracles that I refer to constantly. Trust would settle every problem now. I'll say it again. Trust would settle every problem now. Let's say it together. You ready? Trust would settle every problem now. Now, I said that line. I've said it for decades. About 3 years ago, a light went off in my mind around that phrase. And here's what I noticed was, why does trust settle every problem now? And what occurred to me is that as soon as you trust, it's not a problem. As soon as you step into, there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered. You can let it go. You can just take it out of problem mode. So think of some problem you're in right now in your life. How can you choose to say, I'm trusting that divine order is bigger than my idea of how things are supposed to be. And then it can be released. You mentioned I traveled with Alan Cohen. I remember from the stage once, he invited the audience to roll up their fingers into a little pinprick and just look around the room through this little hole. Will you do that with me right now? Just roll up your fingers so tight, and you're just going to look around. And what he said was, out of all the things happening in life, this is all that you can see. And why are you trying to be the general manager of the universe based on this much information? And he said, you open up your fingers, this is what God can see. Why do we think we know what's going on? I wrote a song years ago, it's called In Time. And the chorus, again, it kind of looks at the same issue. The words go, in time, we see the working out. And we find that there's peace there. And you've seen this in your past, some issue you had 20 years ago that it's like, why is this happening to me? But then you see, oh, that has to happen. That led to this, which led to that. And you see it in retrospect, oh, yeah, that kind of had to happen. That divorce kind of had to happen. It was horrible at the time. I went through one of those. It was horrible at the time, but now I see. And then can you take that principle and apply it to whatever mess you're in this week? Trust would settle every problem now. Divine order. Call it in. We also need trust to be a little bit adventurous, don't we? To stretch. My home church, where I first encountered unity, was a really big church in Houston. And I got involved in a music and kind of arts program. We're putting on these different shows, musical shows and theater things, and that's how I first got unnervous on stage. And I remember during rehearsal once talking to a friend, and his name was Springborn. He was kind of this Renaissance man. He was into arts, architecture, music, theater, brain research. He was just in everything. And I remember chatting with him afterwards, and he said to me, I'll never forget, he said, "You know, Charlie, what I love to do? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance." Isn't that a great line? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Now, ignorance isn't stupidity, it's just what we don't know yet. And that's where the adventure is, isn't it? That's out on the edge of things. And if we're always doing what we've always done, where's the adventure in that? Where's the stretching? And where do you need trust? You don't need trust to sit and do the same thing. You need trust out on the edge of your new territory. So again, let's leap into, be willing to trust in that adventure and reach out. There's another Course in Miracles quote I love, and it says, "I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me." So that also kind of engenders trust, looking at that phrase. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. And the image I get when I think of this is like some friend needs help. Quick, can you come over? I'm not sure what to do. So you get in the car and you go like, how am I going to help? I don't know. But you just, to me, the goal is show up and then it will be given. So to trust, I don't have to worry about what to say. It will be given. Just show up. Just be there and be open that you can be an instrument in that situation. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. He, she, it, divine. Yeah. I have another friend, a naturopath, and she said something to me also that changed my life, and it's more in the physical, but I see how it applies in the metaphysical. So she just, I don't know if she even realized how powerful this would be. She said, "The body loves circulation." And I thought, wow, how that just rings true. And because we need to flush our juices and circulate and sweat and move, just keep all the engines running, right? Just keep, and that one simple phrase, "the body loves circulation," it got me walking on a regular basis, trying to make 70,000 steps a week. And I've done that for the most part of the last 10 years. And it's like, and I feel so much healthier. Just a simple statement. The body loves circulation. And it's so easy to sit for hours, isn't it? And so just get out and move things and sweat. It feels so good to sweat again, because I wasn't doing it for years. It's like, the body loves circulation. And when I heard that, I weighed about, I guess, let me count, 26 more pounds than I do now. So it was good for me in that way too. So thank you, God, for just getting me out the door. And some people say, well, how do you do it? Well, I put my shoes on and I walk out the door. So I just walk and put on some earphones, listen to a podcast, whatever. But when I see how the metaphysical level, our relationships love circulation. Our relationships love circulation in our communications. And what I've noticed, sometimes in a relationship, I can be one of these don't rock the boat people. So that like there's some issue with my wife, and there it is. It's kind of there, and is there? My kind of instinct is there any way I can sneak around this issue and never have to mention it or say a word, and maybe it will just go away? Do you know that feeling? Anybody? Maybe it's just the guys in the room. I think the women want to talk about everything. And I've noticed this back to the physical level. If you're feeling not sick and you kind of need to let something go, I'll just say politely in church. Do you ever notice how much better you feel after you do let it go? Instead of like, if I could just get through this without, can I say vomit in church? Without releasing, because I will stay there an hour and say, I want to get through this without letting it go. But if I just let it go, I feel so much better. I think it's the same thing. And it requires trust, that relationship. So the nexus really issue is, can I trust that our love is stronger than whatever issue comes up? And I hope I can. Can I trust that our love is greater than any issue that might come up? And wow, how free would that feel to really feel like I can? I can talk about anything. Our love is greater than this. Trust. Trust. And often people say, oh my God, thank you for sharing that. Or yes, of course I love you. And yeah, we can work through this. Trust would settle every problem now. I want to look at my notes, make sure I didn't forget anything. I did the quote from A Course in Miracles, I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do. There's a great Mark Twain quote about worry. I love this. He said, I have proven that worrying works. I've proven that worrying works because pretty much everything I ever worried about never happened. I love his wry sense of humor. Well, I want to start to close with something I heard a minister say in California. He was speaking. It was his church, and I was there as the guest music that morning. And he said, he walked up at the beginning of his talk. He said, congregation, I have a confession I need to make. It's something I need to confess to you. And here's what it is. Every Sunday, I've been giving you the same talk. He said, I just had to think of a different way to say it. Maybe the ministers in the audience can. In some ways, maybe that's true, because there's this core truth, and I have maybe different fingers of it, but how do I keep getting back to that core? But he said, these are three things I've been telling you every Sunday. And this is what it is. He said, everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Isn't that beautiful? Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Let that ring in you for a second. So let's claim it as an I statement. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Can we say that together? Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. So as we kind of step into that awareness, that consciousness, so if everything is God, and this includes us, then trust becomes built in, doesn't it? It's almost like beyond the need for trust. Because if everything is God, this includes me, and I act accordingly, I'm lined up with divine order. I'm lined up with the awareness that everything is happening as it needs to. And then trust, the need for trust kind of dissolves as we step more and more into that consciousness. We leave this world of, this getting caught in this duality, this sense of separation from each other, and move into oneness and divine order. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. And then we really can flow our boats in this life. Isn't that true? Yeah. And there it is. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Yes, you can have a seat and relax. Thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you. I have been a big fan for years. Thank you. Thank you. And this is the time where we give of our offerings, our tithes, our services, our love. So if you will, grab your tithes in your hand, hold to your heart, and together we will say our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. We thank you for this offering. We know that it is given in love and it is received in love. Know that it moves through this ministry with the energy of divine love. And it goes out into the world only as good, with a capital G. Each giver is blessed and each giver is loved. We bless the receiver and we fill our gift with love, and so it is. Thank you, God. Amen. And together we will do our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week, and Reverend Luce has some announcements.
Yes, thank you. I'm so excited about this afternoon's workshop. I hope that you can attend. This was lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So my announcements are going to be really quick. Today, after service, Annie's going to be in the lobby, and you can register for her class, Self-Empathy. She'll be able to tell you, answer your questions, do whatever you need. But I'm going to really, really encourage, if you're a leader in this church, to make sure that you register for that class. That's really important. And the other thing is I'm going to say is that, well, you know, the world's been in kind of turmoil, hasn't it? And so we want to do something here this coming Thursday, March 10th, at 1:30 to 3:30. We want to hold a prayer vigil for world peace. And Albert and Annie were very gracious to say we'll facilitate that. So come. You don't need to be in person. If you're home and you want to do this vigil from home, you could do it from home. You could do the whole time from 1:30 to 3. Is that correct? Yes. Yes. 1:30 to 3, or you can do just a portion of it. But come together. Let's come together. There's power when we come in that state of oneness and envision a world of peace. So be here on Thursday, March the 10th for that. And finally, I want to say, if you haven't registered for this afternoon's workshop and you would like to come, I guarantee you it's going to be really good. Please see Z. She'll be in the office, and she'll make sure that you get registered or show up. It's a love offering, so no worries about that. Just show up. I really want you to be a part of that and to be able to experience the growth that it will give you. And today's High Watch person is Gary and Helen Rocio. They will be waiting for you outside in the classroom if you would like some prayer. And in the cafe, we will have Bonnie. So thank you, Barbie. We will have Barbie, yes, in the cafe. So I want to thank all of you for being here with us today. I love and bless you. I see you doing amazing things and being out in the world as a presence of love, trusting. Just go ahead and row your boat. Yes, and so all is well. Don't forget, next week is daylight savings time. We go forward. I don't know why we do this, but we'll go forward. And Charlie's going to bless us with another selection of music, and then we will sing the peace song together. So thank you for being with us today. I hope to see you this afternoon. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say a few words, if I may. For those of you thinking of coming to the workshop, what I found is a lot of people have heard of A Course in Miracles, but they're not sure what it is. And so this is a great little way to get a taste. And because I'll go into kind of how it's structured. We'll do a few songs where I take words from The Course in Miracles, like Io Sono Spirito as an example, and put them to music. And a couple of workshop exercises that really, it's kind of back to the feet on the ground, really embody what we're talking about. You're not just going to sit there and have me jam you full of information. I like to keep people active, so it's a lot of fun. So there's that. Also, I really just want to mention that I have, the CDs in the back, so as you mentioned that. I also have something new, thumb drive. So if you want to get all 18 of my albums for $30, you can just get it on thumb drive, such a deal. And in this really cold weather we're having, if you have a need for a beanie, So this, I came up with this. My wife started making these, so I thought I want to make my own beanies. So the idea is there's love all around us. Are you ready to soak it in? And so the beanie says, soak in the love. So if you need it on a bad hair day or whatever. So a no hair day. So I'm going to flip the script because Rhonda says she loves the song Dancers in the Light. So I'm changing the song. And this one I wrote before I even started doing this full time. It was less than a month after I walked into a Unity church, this song came to me. So, is the guitar up? We are dancers in the light and singing. We are dancers in the light of truth. We are dancers in the light and dreaming. And this dancer made of light is you. Please say that you are with me. Say you feel it deep inside. At first you may not know it speaks so gently, but you'll see in time. Sing with me. We are dancers in the light and singing and singing. We are dancers in the light of truth and dreaming. We are dancers in the light and dreaming. And this dancer made of light is you. The life inside knows so surely what is right and what is true. A voice inside will speak so purely. It's in me and it's in you. We are dancers in the light, singing and singing of truth. We are dancers in the light of truth and dreaming. We are dancers in the light and dreaming. And this dancer made of light is you. Is you. Thank you. Thanks so much. See you this afternoon.
And let us stand now to sing this song together. I'll walk you to your tables. Oh, no music? Okay. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with